So my roguelike game got a little bit out of hand, and I've started to create a dungeon construction kit. It's been quite interesting because there's been a lot of stuff to do. Though I haven't spent much time on it, I confess. I've been quite busy the last couple of months, hence no updates. So I thought I'd post this impromptu update with a quick look at what I've been doing. Um, I'm calling it Crypt Crafter, and the idea is you can create kind of 90s style dungeon crawlers and add bits of script and things. So it's a little fairly easy to use um, 90s style game creator, I guess. I've come to realise the things I like making are uh, tools intersected with kind of entertainment, which kind of tracks because in my day job I like working on tools that let people do certain things also. Um, yeah, so anyway, makes kind of sense. I've written it in WebGPU and TypeScript. I hadn't used WebGPU before, so I've started writing a renderer. Obviously, it's very simple. I'm going to put lighting and things in. I just haven't got around to it yet, reading other things. Um, on the screen at the moment, there's bits of HTML and bits of WebGPU. Essentially, everything but this toolbar is WebGPU. So all this stuff, all the main screen is WebGPU, and you can see I can kind of drag out and make different shapes in the dungeon. I can also make pits. Should that be your thing? And then you could also, well, I can move around as well. I'm going to put an actual sort of head bob in the system, but on here, you just want to be able to get around quickly. You can also pop up a little palette. So I've nabbed these textures from Heretic, which was a little bit naughty, but it has some pretty cool old style textures, and you can kind of paint those onto here, onto the various sides. At the moment, the pits take the same texture all the way up and down. I might change that. We'll see. I want it to be really easy to use. You can also kind of set a brush. So the brush applies. Actually, let's do it slightly differently. Let's put that on there, and then we'll put walls, and then we'll put a different roof on it. Let's put on it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? Let's put that one on it. If I now start to carve out more stuff, we will see that it takes the. Let's go down to better. It uses that brush, as it were, here to create walls. So there's a simple little dungeon editor. You can see some more stuff I've kind of got planned here: objects, actors, properties, and being able to test the level. And the idea is that everything will be pretty scriptable, including the kind of UI. So in addition to the rendering stuff, I have been working on, and this is very much in test mode, a kind of immediate mode reactive user interface. And I can press these buttons. Might look familiar to fans of 90s action crawlers, dungeon crawlers. These colours are just making me make sure that my grid layout system is working. It has col spans and row spans, and there's a sort of aspect ratio thing you can use to kind of lock the main part of your viewport to a given aspect ratio. But yeah, it's not doing anything at the moment. But actually, most of the work is done to make this actually work now, which is why I thought this was a good time to show it. That UI, the definition for that is in my Beholder game UI. Not that I'm taking any particular inspiration here, but Beholder game UI, and I'm using a kind of Swift-like approach to layout. I really like Swift UI. That works really nicely. I think it's very easy to understand. Um, Everything is an observable, so the system can kind of react to things as you change values. So, if, for example, if you change your game structures and state, the UI will react and just update. So the idea is this would be a piece of user-supplied script. Obviously, I'll supply some starting points, but this would let the user kind of lay out their game UI. And if I scroll up a bit, you can see some more stuff. So this is the navigation buttons here. A few things of interest, I guess. The button has states on, but you could also, if you want to respond to events directly, you can do so, and you can kind of mutate the observables directly. So you can kind of back and forth. Interestingly, if background color came from one of your game states and you set it here, you'd be setting it in a game too. So there's some interesting possibilities there for kind of two-way reactivity, and we'll see how that goes. There's my boards and stuff. So hopefully that's a whistle stop tour. I'll probably spin this reactive kind of immediate mode UI framework out as a npm package because I think it's broadly useful, and WebGPU is quite early on. I couldn't actually find one. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. I find writing things like this quite interesting, so maybe I didn't look hard enough, but I couldn't find one. Yeah, that's it really. I just wanted to give a quick update on what I've been up to. I will keep cracking away at it. But yeah, I guess the final thing is this stuff in theory is just modifying data. So when you change this UI, it's just setting. Ultimately, behind the scenes, it's setting instance data for the renderer. The renderer is picking it up elsewhere. I'm looking at ways to perhaps sandbox these scripts. And there's a few possibilities I've come across. All have pros and cons. I'm trending towards using assembly script to compile the game logic to WASM, which will then have a nice little sandbox for it. I'm just a little bit concerned about marshalling data backwards and forwards across that boundary in the context of a game loop. I suspect for a dungeon crawler like this, it's neither a 90s style dungeon crawler. It's neither here nor there, but yeah, it's something I'm playing around with. Different approaches. I have other solutions. There's that sandboxed JavaScript solution, but it's pretty gnarly. I don't really like the look at it from an end user perspective. I toyed with the idea of Lua, but I just find Lua so horrible, just so horrible to use. So yeah, I will keep messing around with this and see what it gets to. But yeah, the overall kind of shell is written in Next.js with React. I've got a kind of that kind of framework around it because I want people to be able to save their levels, and share their games and things. Yeah, that's it. I guess a quick intro of what I've been up to. I guess last few months I've been injured. I had a couple of nasty injuries. I've been really busy with work, so I really didn't spend much time on this. I've only started to pick it up again recently, really, as I've started to feel a bit better. But yeah, hopefully, so the next few months I'll get more work done on this, and I will pop back with more updates, I guess. Hopefully that's interesting.